What has ancient stone, fossils, and tiles got to do with making a home more beautiful? Well, hang around and I'll show you. So we're in Melbourne's Leafy East at a property we did just a little while ago. On this property, they had natural sandstone. The owners have been in here about 14 years and the floors became extremely soiled over time, as you can see in the footage, to the point where it was unrecognisable. Now they had other trades in here try and remedy it, and actually just went from bad to worse. So we have the expertise to do it, and as you can see by the footage, a lot came out. In fact, we had to work really hard because sandstone naturally is porous. In other words, it soaks everything in. So to do more than just clean the top of the tiles, we actually had to go into the subsurface and extract everything out. The owners were extremely happy with how it came up. Looked fantastic, but one mistake was made, and it was this. They elected not to seal the floor for whatever reasons that were, and they almost immediately regretted it. We had a phone call within the first week. We came back on site, and one of the issues was that anytime they spilt anything or walked anything in, it would soak into the floor. Now, a natural cut stone isn't like a normal tile. It has peaks and ridges, and when the owner tried to mop or clean the floors, it simply shredded it. In fact, anything that was in there would spread out. So what we did was we set a plan that actually began on New Year's Day. They were away for a few weeks on holiday, all the furniture was pulled out, and we actually did another tile and grout clean on the floor, and we allowed it to dry over a couple of days, because before we put on a sealer, it has to be completely dry of moisture. So I mentioned to you before about being ancient stone, and what has that got to do with fossils, fauna, and a modern home? It's this. This sandstone is a metamorphic tile. It's ancient. It has fossils in it. It has fauna that was evidence in there. Not only that, it has iron oxide in there, so there's a rusty component, and the veins go all over the place. And here's one of the most amazing things about a good quality sealer. It actually enhances and brings out everything that's natural. Now, if you're used to looking at manufactured tile, people think there's a problem with the floor, but it's not. We've taken this out of earth. It is evidence of epochs of time. It's like a time capsule that's going to be in your home. So the sealing process begins. We discovered this was an extremely thirsty floor. We thought we'd get away with 2 coats of sealer. It just kept soaking it in. We thought maybe 3, and in the end we put 4 coats on. And we did it all by hand around all the edges. In fact, the staircase that was done in natural stone, whoever the original stonemason was did an unbelievable job. It's millimetre perfect. And instead of having square edges on it, he put what we call a bull nose. So we actually had to do all that by hand, the kickers and in the ridges. And it took a lot of time, but the end results were astounding. When we went over the floor, because of the peaks and valleys, our application tool, applicator, which normally would go straight over something and has a little bit of give, well, with the high peaks and valleys, we actually had to finish the valleys off by hand with a brush. It's a little bit artisan, but we needed the surface to be even, and it looked amazing. So we put 4 coats on, allowed it to harden over 4 days, and we came back in and the results were just outstanding. We chose a high gloss solution. It refracted light, which looked amazing. The tiles are much, much deeper. And then we did what we call a water bead test. So as you can actually see right now, as we pull the water on, it goes on, instead of soaking in, it beads over the top. And what that means, and it wipes away, what it means is that cleaning is a cinch. It also means there's a barrier on the floor that actually protects the sandstone itself. We think these floors look amazing. They're going to be easy to look after, and next time we come and do a tile and grout clean, it'll be a really, really easy job, because you go straight over the top. You're only dealing with the top of the surface. We're not going into the subsurface. And I think you'll be able to tell by how the floors look now It is just worth doing it properly every single time.